Hey, welcome to another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. We're very glad to have Pete Barger here again. And we're going to talk about the beautiful new American single malt that's made in a way you've never had it before, a column still, other than a pot still. So that's this beautiful thing we're going to start with. Of course, Pete's been here a few times. We really enjoy I keep trying to get him to come to Texas and, be here in person and have it on the shelves because it does awesome in classes. But I'm going to let Pete take over because he's the guy who makes this stuff, and that's what matters. So, Pete, tell us all about this new American single malt from Southern Star.
You don't have to twist my arm too hard to visit Texas. It's my
I didn't figure.
second or third favorite state. North Carolina
There you
is
go.
always home. But
Of course.
so American single malt. What can I say? Except for I think it's like the new most exciting thing that everybody's now talking about in American whiskey. It's not really new. We've been doing American single malt as an industry for quite a while. But as of January this year, it was ratified. So it's law of the land. It's its own category, which opens up new opportunities and doors. But, we've always been a huge fan of malt whiskey, and really designed the distillery to do malt whiskeys really well, but at scale. So, what makes American single malt? And then I would say what makes it different, right? So everybody knows what I think they know what a single malt is. It's, most people think of a Scotch,
Right.
Some people think of Irish whiskeys, et cetera, but typically we're going to trend towards Scotch. And a lot of American single malts, historically have been made in a way that really honors that traditional Scotch tradition. The mash is lagered, so they're taking out the grain. So they're not fermenting with the grain on. That grain is taken out. So we've now got a wort instead of a mash, really, right? And then once that fermentation cycle is done, it's typically distilled in a batch process on a copper pot still. And that is what we typically think about when we think about a single malt Scotch.
Right.
So really, the biggest similarity to our single malt and a Scotch is the fact that it's 100% malt. So there's no other grain. But everything from there, we're doing in a traditional American whiskey style. So when we think about bourbon, we typically think about column stills like the ones that we have behind us here. So it's a continuous process. It's not a batch process, right? The other thing is that when we're doing an American whiskey, a bourbon, typically, it's direct steam injection. We're fermenting grain on, and we're distilling grain on in a continuous column, right? That's how we make bourbon.
Right.
That's how we make American single malt. So, we're not trying to make something that emulates Scotch. We're trying to make something that stands on its own, that honors the traditional American production process. But instead of relying on a heavy rye or corn contingent, it's just 100% malt. The other things that are really different about how we've done this is we've used a blend of new and used cask, right? So some of this is going into new charred and toasted oak. And some of what you're tasting right now was put up in a second use bourbon cask. Okay. So that's also unique. I think the other thing is the aging environment. So when we think about Scotland or Ireland, it's cold, right? It's cloudy. It takes a long time for things to mature when you don't have those heat cycles. We're here in the Southeast. So we have these beautiful hot but humid summers. Yes, cold winter so that we get the extraction that we're looking for. But it's a shorter winter, so that barrel doesn't go dormant as long. So, where we are aging is also a big part of it. Also just the yeast. So we're using proprietary yeast that, have done really well for us with our bourbons and ryes, which I know you
and same yeast. Okay.
We're kind of pulling from those same yeast varietals to produce this single malt. The other thing that I'm sure you've already noted is there's no smoke.
Yeah, there's definitely no smoke for sure.
There's no peat. So we wanted this to just be malt for malt's sake.
Okay.
That's a beautiful malt with no smoke induced, no peat induced. It's just malt on the raw, I guess. So
Right.
there's a lot that we could do with that. So it becomes a really, really great foundation to do other very interesting things, whether it's
Oh no.
program,
Cool.
very interesting. So I don't have mine, so I'm going to stop.
That's
I'm going to
sad.
go get mine.
Yes.
So talk about it, but I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. We've had a lot of people that are just like, they don't know how to identify it because they're used to a Scotch. Or they're like, oh, I don't like malt because I don't like Scotch. Well, this is different.
I do wonder if I put this in a blind, how many people would identify this as a single malt? It's so interesting and different. Like it doesn't smell like I think because pot still has a specific smell over a column still as well. But it smells just like, bright and clean. Got lots of caramel, which, so most people just associate more like a bourbon than with a Scotch.
Yeah.
Some toffee, like some nougat, lots of vanilla, like Velveeta and vanilla pods. Yeah, it smells great. How old is it, by the way?
This is 6 years old.
6 years, okay.
Yeah.
And this is the very first release of it, right?
This is the second release.
Second.
We did another release with TJ Gamble, aka Bruzel.
Okay.
If you've seen that video, he was in here doing his blending for his own Bowery, product that we produced for him. But I was like, I want you to try another product. And he was like, you want me to try that malt, right? And I was like, yep, I want you to try the malt.
Yeah.
And he was just, he was a tough customer. He's like, clearly you don't watch my channel. If you did, I don't like malt whiskey. And I was like, well, I want you to try it anyway. Try it anyway. And he was blown away. I mean, at first he didn't believe it was malt. He thought it was pranking him in some way.
Yeah.
But again, it's malt done differently. And so it's going to taste familiar to a bourbon drinker. It's also going to taste familiar to a Scotch drinker. So it's in this really interesting kind of area that I think is exactly where it should be. Stands on its own.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's its own thing, which is really cool and unique. And like you've had obviously plenty of other American single malts, but they're all made on pot stills. None that I'm aware of are made on columns.
Well, and I think that the other thing, and there's a lot of great American single malts that are out there, but I think that they really kind of lean into the traditional Scott.
Oh, yeah, I mean that's where they almost all learned was from Scotland.
Yeah, and we just were like, hey, malt's a great thing in and of itself, and I really love the way that we produce whiskey in America. So let's do it the way that we do it, right? And so now here's where it gets interesting. So I just got back from Berlin. So I was at Convent Berlin last week.
Okay.
And I was there. I mean, so this is all about Southern Star, right? Our brand. That's our brand, right? What a lot of your clients probably know is that while we love our brand, it's not the biggest part of our business, right? The biggest part of our business is contract production, which is over here, Statesville Contract Distilling. So we were there representing Statesville Contract Distilling, trying to sell, that B2B thing in Europe. And we took, by accident, a 1.7-year-old malt.
Oh.
Which we thought was a 7-year-old until we got there. We're like,
no.
Whoa, what happened?
Oh, shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it was one of the most fortunate accidents ever.
So it ended up being awesome?
People loved it.
That's great.
They loved it for all the reasons that I thought they weren't going to love it, because it wasn't super tannic forward. It didn't have all that developed, all that character. But what we learned is that the European palate's a little different, and they really like their malts. I mean, that's the other thing is that, when we think in America whiskey, we think bourbon, but it's a very kind of monoculture view. The rest of the world, when they think whiskey, thinks malt. So malt is loved in the U.S. and not really well understood everywhere else. So we knew when we went, we were going to be leaning into the malt story. What I didn't expect was that European palate was really going to appreciate that younger flavor profile, which was It's great to know. It's a great accident.
All right, I'll be right back. I got someone knocking on my door. You talk to the people. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I don't know how many people are here, but I'll talk anyway. So Matt's had a rough day, folks. He had traffic delays getting in. We got started. He had a power outage. Now he's got people knocking at his door mid broadcast.
All right, so I got one of my buddies here, Andy. He owns a liquor store, which you need to be in when you come into Texas. I'm importing some of this American Single Malt.
What's up, Andy?
Hello.
Andy is not on camera. There he is. Hey, Andy, how you doing?
See what he thinks of it. And then we got a friend coming from another big brand. She's coming here a little bit too. Let her give it a whirl too. So it should be very interesting to see, considering she works for a major Scotch company, to see how she likes it. This should be actually very entertaining.
Well, I had the CEO of a major Scotch company that I sit on the board with at Discus, and I wanted him to try it just because, I mean, I covet his brand. And, he was like, wow, this is so different. It's unexpected. And then he was like, we should do something together when all the smoke clears in the industry. I was like, oh, I love that. So you couldn't ask for a better, I guess, testimonial than that.
Absolutely. No, that's very cool. I love it's interesting to see, our Scotch has been around, obviously, officially 200 years, obviously a hell of a lot longer than that, 500-600 easy. To see now these American brands, of course, like yours is very different, but very good, to now going, oh, they're doing really cool things. Of course, we don't now, obviously, with the 1.7, of course, we can call that American Single Malt, whereas in Skyland, that's just, it's not even whiskey, it's just spirit, because it has to be 3 years old.
Well, we would never promote a 1.7-year-old.
For sure, just you got lucky.
That was that accident, but what we learned was very valuable for product development as we look at the export opportunity, which is one of the reasons that we lean so heavy into single malt was for export, right?
Right.
I don't have to explain to people what malt is. No. I do have to explain what bourbon is, because automatically, automatically,
it makes total sense though.
No, two things are said as soon as you say bourbon. Oh, Jack Daniels, and then Jim Beam.
Sure, and that's the only thing anybody knows outside.
And there's nothing wrong with those two brands. Jack Daniels would not be happy if we called it bourbon, Tennessee whiskey, but the rest of the world thinks it's bourbon. Yeah, and then, of course, the other is going to be Jim Beam, two iconic brands. But as we can tell if we turn around and look at your bar, there's a lot of other brands in the world.
There might be. I mean, that all is bourbon there. I mean, you got a bunch of your products over there and your rye are over there. But yeah, and then of course the other side of the room is all of our malt section. So it's all Scotch and Irish and fun stuff like that. I don't think Andy. I don't think it's get Andy's store, Chris. But next time you guys come in February, we'll take you there. The Aussies they came and went to one of our other friends' stores here back when they came last year in Colleyville to a Mirage. But yes, but you'll like this stuff, Chris and Lo, when you come. I'll let you guys try all this cool stuff. But yeah, it's quite delicious. What do you think?
That's good.
It's good, right?
It has a nice, almost butterscotch.
Yeah, it's very exactly. It's just cool. So hopefully, they said maybe next year we'll get this in Texas, which would be cool. Their whole product line. So you probably never had any of this stuff when you were here. So it should be good. Well, he likes it too, so that's good news, Pete. So that's at least two of us, so we'll enjoy it there. But I have no doubt, like I said, lots of people will come try it. Now, this, of course, will be – in fact, I got some guys doing a Scotch tasting on Friday. I'm going to throw this in there for fun and see what they think of it. So that should be entertaining. So, hey, by the way, it's not Scotch. It should be fun.
Good.
That's delicious. So how much, percentage-wise, you guys making of single malt at this point in time compared to you guys bourbon and rye you're making?
So historically, it's been, 99% in rye, right?
Yeah.
So probably 92% bourbon, probably 7% rye and 1% malt. But cool. I would tell you that moving forward, and I'm probably underestimating the rye. We do a lot of rye, probably a whole lot more than I can give credit to.
Yeah.
But right now there's not a huge call for more bourbon stock. So
No, I would say you're correct.
yeah, so as we think about what we're running, we're really leaning almost unilaterally into the malt play.
Okay, awesome. Now, is this malt? Is it grown there in North Carolina, or where's the malt coming
What
from?
you're drinking right now was grown. Yeah, it was actually grown here locally.
Oh, very
and
cool.
malted, and malted here locally.
Awesome.
Now, moving forward, our malt house has determined that our good friends at Sierra Nevada, who happen to open up a really big brewing operation just down the road, they pay about twice what we pay per pound for malt. So we're pulling this malt today out of Montana.
Okay, Montana. Okay, now is it 2-row or 6-row barley?
2-row.
2-row. Okay, which makes sense just because the yield you get out of it. Okay, awesome. So it's cask strength. Now, is this something that is available on the shelf in a few states right now, or is this distillery only, or how can people get this if they do want to buy it, or can they buy it online, or how can people get it?
Unfortunately, it's not available online. It's only available in North Carolina right now. So obviously it's available at the distillery and it's available, throughout the North Carolina ABCs. This was an LTO. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, this was not a full-on release. Why it's in this wee 375 bottle. Very cute, but it's an LTO.
Okay, very cool. Well, it's delicious, and that's what matters. So, if people do get to visit, then they should hopefully get a chance. At least you have it at least in your tasting room if someone does come.
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
it's in the tasting room.
Okay.
And what I need to do is I need to send you a bottle of the stuff that we did for Bruzel.
Okay, that'd be cool.
There's a big difference. The stuff we did for him was a single barrel selection. So it's just single barrel cask strength. And the only thing that we pulled from was new oak.
Okay.
And this was a blend. Second use oak.
Okay.
Bourbon cask and then new oak. So it
now, were they your bourbon cask prior or were different distilleries?
No, this was a Buffalo Trace barrel.
Okay. Yeah. How
So
many barrels?
Actually, no, I take that back. This was a Weller barrel. Yeah,
how many barrels go into the batch approximately?
Well, in this one, there were only 2 barrels.
Oh, okay. That makes it super easy.
This was an LTO.
Okay.
So it was essentially a 50-50 blend. I'm not going to be cute about that. It was I tried to get cute about it. I looked at a bunch of other blends. But I was like, gosh, sometimes easier is better. Simpler is better. 50-50 was like where we wanted it to be.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting because when we started the project, I was convinced it was going to be all, first use barrels.
Sure.
But it was a little too much of a good thing.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a little too much. And that second use cask, not only did it mellow it out, but it opened up some of the nuances that were hidden from, the tannins that were there with the first use cask.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I really like it. It's something that's fun, unique, and different for everybody to give a whirl. And this is cool. I'm excited to see I know you said you have lots of experiments going on, so I'll be very excited to see what those are. There might be, I'm sure, other things involved, and different kinds of casks, and probably some smoke at some point, hopefully.
Yeah. So so we call this kind of like a blending base, and then we have our the character malt, which blends in on top of it. Okay. So awesome. Look for some of those experiments. So the character malt is something that you want in smaller doses.
Right.
But you have to start with an excellent base, and so this is the base.
Okay. Well.
And so when we released this kind of by design.
Okay.
We just wanted the malt in the raw, right? So
yeah.
People kind of say, okay, here's my reference point, and this is where you took it.
That's a hell of a place to start. I thoroughly enjoy it. That's for damn sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of people. It's gonna be fun to blind people with this, though, to see what they think, because I don't think they're going to know what the hell.
I don't know that I've ever had anybody guess it.
I wouldn't have. There's just no way.
So I don't know if you're picking up on this, but it really gets so much better as it oxidizes, as it opens up.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I just fresh cracked this, so I can only imagine giving it another couple of weeks. I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Oh, it just even in your Glencairn, just over 10 or 15 minutes. It really
Absolutely.
begins to
Yeah, it
develop.
just gets better and better for sure. I really like it. They're here if you want to let them in. Andy. Yeah, I'm gonna pour, like I said, I'm gonna pour this for the person that just got here and see what she thinks of it. And very interested to see her thoughts on it.
Okay.
So, and then we'll swap over to. Do you want to do the bourbon or the I guess your award-winning bourbon after this one then?
Sure. Why not?
All right, pull that for her real quick and.
Keep the good times rolling.
Absolutely. While we wait for them to come in, you know how it is, get out of the car, we can start with this beautiful, I guess you just won a big award for this bad boy. All right.
That's a virgin bottle.
Yeah, I poured it, I think, probably when we were together last time, and I probably haven't poured it since.
So I'm curious, what's the release on that one?
This is batch 2020A.
Hmm.
All right. So yeah.
I gotta send you the 2018B.
Okay, sounds good. That the award winner, that particular one? Okay.
Yeah.
I won't say no.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to hear what you think about 2028.
Okay, awesome. It's good. I like it. It's good. Hey, Megan, I want you to try this because it's something you probably never had before. I want you to see your thoughts on that. Or just tell us what you even think it remotely is. I won't tell them who you work for. We'll do that another day. All I'll tell them is you work for a big Scotch company. We'll leave it there.
I love your logo.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know where this would have come from.
It's a new product. It's
Okay.
It's from Southern Star. It's out of North Carolina there. Yeah, so that's what I'm interviewing their founder and the guy who made it. So it's on a column still for 6 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Wild.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I was like, never had anything. Could never have told you it was single malt.
I was just like, it's a bourbon.
Yeah, exactly. I am drinking their bourbon now.
Well, that's because we produce it the bourbon way, right?
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. So Andy wants to know, how old do you think you can get the single malt till there? Any idea like what you're gonna try to get it up to, or is it just kind of we'll find out?
As far as age goes?
Yeah, age goes. Yeah.
Well, I would tell you that. I mean, it's a totally different environment than in process than is Scotch, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
So I mean, because we're running in a continuous process, and because we're running in our facility, which is, this is going to sound very self-serving. We produce a really, really clean distillate right off the bat. So we're not asking that barrel to do a lot to clean that distillate up. So it's a much lighter char profile than would be typical with most quote unquote bourbon distilleries. But the other thing is that we're aging in North Carolina. We're using a blend of new oak and used oak. So extraction happens just a lot more quickly than it would in the British Isles. So, what we're finding is 5 years is enough,
It's enough, yeah.
It's enough.
What's your angel share at on the malt?
No, so the angel share on the malt is the same on we got 80,000 cask that are in warehouses right now. And so our angel share is just a little below the industry standard. So we're going to see, on average around 8% year one. A good bit of that is being driven by barrel soak, but every year after that, it's about 4%. So compounding on an annual basis. That would be industry standard. And our loss rate is about 7 to 10% below industry standard.
Okay.
And I think that probably has to do with the quality of the cooperage. So we're using premium cooperage. So quite honestly, when you go into one of our rick houses, it doesn't smell like bourbon, which means we're not fighting a lot of leaks.
Yeah. That's a plus. Like in reality, that's too funny. All right. So, like I said,
So the bottled and bond.
Yes,
So
move on to
this is our Paragon, right? So as you know, this is our wheated bourbon. It's a 70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley. So that's a well-known industry kind of standard mash bill that we know a lot of brands utilize.
right.
But we also recognize that wheated bourbons are, really the minority mash bill in the bourbon space. But I like them, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like them because they're sweeter, and they've just got a different depth of character. It's my preference, so it's what I make. It's one of the nice things when you build a distillery, you kind of get to make what you like. And so when we were laying this stuff down 10 years ago, people were like, "Are you crazy? Why are you doing all this wheated bourbon?" It's like, because I like it. And
I like it is a good answer.
I think that somebody is going to be interested in it, and I think I was right because
You are correct. I wonder how that's worked. That there weren't not any award-winning wheated bourbons around.
Yeah, people love wheated bourbons. Yeah. So this bourbon took the 22 World Wine and Spirits competition for best in category, right?
Awesome.
Best bourbon overall and best in category. That was a cask strength that year. This year, and this is really sweet. We love this. We took best in class for the Ascot's wheated bourbon. So to get that kind of nod from Fred Minnick was great. But
Absolutely.
The other thing was I think the product that we beat out was a $200 bottle product.
That makes me even happier.
Yeah, this is $49.95, and here's the other thing: you can get it. It's on the shelf.
Can't beat that. $50.
So it's a great product that punches above its weight, but it's also available, and it's a great value. And that's really kind of where our company, that's kind of where we thrive, is we want to put great products out that are accessible.
Absolutely. No, this is great stuff. Chris,
I'm going to tell you right now that 2020A, that's why I was asking you.
Okay.
That is not my favorite release. And I'm sure that our marketing people are going to be rolling right now.
Oh my God. If this isn't your favorite release and this is really great, I can only imagine how good your favorite release is.
I'm going to send you a bottle of the 2018.
Perfect.
So that's what we submitted, and that's what won the Ascots this year for best in category, best in class.
Well, that's fabulous. So how many states are these available in for the Southern Star in Georgia?
I mean, technically they're available in like 22, 23 markets, but quite honestly, we really we made the cardinal sin that all brands I think do, even if they know better, and we knew better, and that was go too broad too quickly without the resources to really support the brand development. So we made that mistake, and last year we really pulled back. So technically, product is on the shelf in 23 markets, but we're really focused in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, California. Nice. So those are the markets that we're primarily focused in right now. Okay. When the result is that our sales are up 200%. That's because we're focused on a smaller subset of markets.
Yeah, because Chris wants to know if you want to be international, come to Australia. He's an importer there.
I just got back from Berlin, and the reason we were in Berlin was to pursue that international market. Okay. And we love our Australian brothers because, outside of Canada, that's our biggest trading partner, right?
Absolutely, no doubt.
So, and I would say that right now, without question, the Australians love us more than the Canadians. So.
I would totally agree with that completely.
So yes, Chris, we're happy to have that conversation.
All right, Chris, I'll hook you up with Pete after the show. Yes, fantastic. Yeah, it's great. So like I said, this is the not your favorite one. Well, I can only imagine what your favorite one tastes like. It must be fantastic. And I really like this.
Well, so I'm going to tell you what happened with that selection.
All right.
I have historically done, I'm telling you all the trade secrets here, right?
Yeah.
I've always done all of the blending and all the selections.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
And I have become a rate limiting step. Now, believe it or not, doing all the blending and all the selections, it's work.
Imagine that when you have 80,000 barrels.
It's work. And the guys are like, oh my God, you're like, we need to get product out. And so I opened up the blending process to a more democratic process. And love my crew. They're great at making product. I don't, their palate is not my palate. So
true. Fair.
My crew kind of designed that particular release.
Ah,
I approved it. Not my favorite,
that's
but
fair.
what am I?
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I
But
said,
at the end of the day, we don't make product for ourselves. We make product for the market.
true.
The market
That's
is really responding. The market loves it just because I
right.
don't. It's because it's
That
not.
is a good point. It's very true.
If you like it, that's. I'm glad you like it.
I do like it.
I don't dislike it, right?
Yeah, it's just not.
It's like
as
kids. We
easy
have
to-
kids that we like more than others, right? We all have children. Some we like more than others.
Yeah, absolutely.
You love them all the same.
That's right. That's right. All right. So next time I have you back, we'll talk about that other bottles and we'll compare them and see what my thoughts are on the two.
Well, I'm going to send you the 2018 B, and then you can hit me up offline,
Absolutely.
and then tell me how it compares.
All right. All right. So I'm going to pour your Brother's Bond regenerative grain now.
Okay.
I just got this like a couple days ago as well. So another new one for me to try. So I'm very excited to try this one and see what we think of it. So now this is all you guys now, not their prior source. Is that correct?
No, this is 100% us.
Very, very cool. So I know you guys changed I noticed you guys changed the bottle up a little bit from your standard. I mean, I know it's not a huge difference of the little fatter on the top to this part, whatever. So
let me see that again. I'm sorry.
you guys changed the bottle up slightly.
Yeah, so that bottle that you're holding, if you'll notice, is a completely different bottle. So
Right.
first release that we did with them was in this bottle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was their bottle.
Which is all the other ones I have. Yeah.
So this is a completely different bottle manufacturer. This is U.S. source glass.
Right.
Different shape. But this is the latest release.
Okay.
And it's a little different blend than the first blend that we did.
Okay.
So this is a blend of, so technically it is a 4-grain. So it's a blend of a 60-30-10, a very old 60-30-10 wheated bourbon. So that's 60 corn, 30 wheat, 10 malted barley, right?
Okay.
Very old. Some of the oldest product we've done.
Very cool.
And it was in some bespoke cask that actually I produced this for another big brand.
Okay.
And they walked away from it, and so we bought their inventory. They decided that it didn't fit into their portfolio, but we really loved it. They didn't dislike it, but it didn't fit in their portfolio. So we bought it, and it's become kind of one of our most popular products with some of our brands. So it's a blend of that, and then a good old 75-21-4 done the North Carolina way.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right. So explain what is regenerative grain in it. What does that mean?
So one of the things that sets us apart as a distiller is that we actually grow and produce the majority of grain that we consume. So every day we go through about 70,000 pounds of grain.
Okay.
And we produce the majority of that grain a year. As I said earlier, the malt's coming out of Montana, but 100% of the corn we grow, 100% of the wheat we grow, and some of the rye. Okay. So at any given day, anywhere from 80 to 90% of that grain, it's grain that we produce. Now, what makes it regenerative is how we produce it. So regenerative agriculture focuses, it's all about sustainability. It's different from organic. We still use some non-organic methodology, but we rely less on it than standard agricultural practices. What we're really focused on is the topsoil and maintaining the integrity of the topsoil. So we use what's called no-till drill.
Okay.
So if you've ever flown over the Midwest Corn Belt in a plane, when they're tilling, you can see these big brown clouds. That's topsoil that's blowing off of the fields and it's going someplace else. Okay. So we don't do that. We use no-till drill, which maintains the integrity of the topsoil. Okay. 100% of the spent grains and water go back into the agricultural cycle. One of the other big things is that we're not just growing corn. So where I grow corn this year, I'm going to grow rye off season. Okay. So we're overwintering with rye, which fixes the nitrogen in that soil and then we'll come back with soybeans or something else
Okay.
that's less nitrogen intensive. So
Okay.
this is a little bit like going back to the future. This is really kind of how ag was done a
Sure.
generation ago when we kind of moved away from it. But it's a more balanced approach to agriculture. So that in a nutshell is what regenerative ag is.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it's quite nice. Tastes different than others, but I really like it. It's also a unique profile. So this is batch 2 of this. Okay.
Yeah, this is actually what I think what we're drinking is batch. Are you drinking batch 2 or batch 3? I'm drinking batch.
I'm drinking batch 2.
Oh, so it was at the Hotel 1 batch?
Let's see here.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. No, it's not. Time flies. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is, I don't know how your batch is, but my batch is incredibly soft.
Yes, it's it's not that punchiness that you have with the Paragon at all. Very different product.
Yeah. It's also 92 proof.
It's also true. Yeah, you're dropping. Yeah, with the opposite way we would usually do this. We went from cast strength to bottle and pond to 92. So it's all good.
It's got a nice nose, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's distinctly different though. There's not a whole lot of bourbons that smell like that. It's just
Yeah, so 75-21-4, it's probably the most ubiquitous mash bill out there right now. It's in so many brands. MGP knocked it out of the park when they, MGP Seagram's when they developed that and put it out there. But so we do a lot of 75-21-4 because so many of our clients start with that product from MGP. But we're doing it on our system using our yeast in different cooperage. So it's same mash bill. What I often tell people, the mash bill is probably the 4th or 5th most important thing.
Sure.
Production methodology, yeast, barrels, and where it's aging.
Right.
Those probably are more important than the mash bill itself.
Oh yeah, yes, Chris and Lil, you definitely go see them out there in North Carolina. I'm sure they'll be happy to show you guys around out there. Yeah, it's just fun and unique and different. And just give you another different. It's got like these really cool like black oolong tea on there, and also like a sweet potatoes, marshmallows. Yeah, it's a very unique, interesting bourbon.
Yeah.
Not quite like any I've ever had before. It's good. Andy, you got to try this one. You'll like this. But yeah, I try.
So I didn't realize, that there's all of these comments. You should have
told
me all sorts of comments.
Yeah. You're probably like, this dude's crazy. He's just saying.
I thought you were just talking to yourself over there.
Funny.
Yeah. Actually responding to comments.
Yeah. That's why I was asking this question.
Well, Chris asked, what are children? Well, I have kids, right? Human children. And just like I love all my children the same, I love all these products the same.
That's right.
But some I like more than others, right?
That's right. So what other fun things you have coming up? Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah. Any other fun things down the pipe? Right. I know you said you won the ADI award as ADI, you said as well.
Yeah, the American Distilling Institute. We were kind of blown away by that, but we won the ADI Distiller of the Year award this year. So
freaking great, man.
Yeah, that was that's right behind me, right there. There it is.
There you go. Beautiful. Love it. Nice.
As the industry would call it, the Bubble Cap Award, right? Boom.
That's cool.
Very cool. Yeah, we were really excited about that. A little funny story. The Bill and Eric Owens, Bill Owens, started ADI, like 14, 15 years ago, maybe longer ago. And Eric has kind of picked it up and following in his dad's footsteps. But I got a call, actually an email saying, hey, we want to meet with you at like 1 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay. And
we always sponsor the big ADI annual conference. Yeah. And this year we reduced our sponsorship level because, times are tough. So we're tightening the purse strings. I was sure these guys were calling me to say, hey, what gives,
Oh yeah, sure.
Sponsorship to whatever. But no, I was like, why are they calling me on a Thursday to tell me this?
Like,
But
you just won a massive award. Good
yeah,
for
I
you.
was like, oh my God, I thought you
That's
were
cool.
like
That's really
calling to lecture me, and instead you're like giving me an award.
that's
It's
awesome.
like almost guilting me into going to the next platinum level.
Yeah. So did you end up going down to San Antonio and picking up the award in
Oh
person?
hell yeah! I'm not going to ever miss an opportunity to go to Texas.
That's
But
right.
like I
said, I
not
just
been to
seen the
San
product on our
Antonio.
shows.
Let me tell
All
you,
right.
San Antonio is hot with a capital H.
Yes, it is hot.
It's the only place in the
this
world.
year. It does not cooled off. It's still just hot.
It never cools off.
Like in
10 o'clock
December.
in the morning, it's like 97 degrees. I'm
There
like,
you go.
this is like hell. But it was like it was beautiful. I could not believe the history,
Oh yeah, the
the
history there is wild.
architecture. I mean, what a great town.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, Texas has got lots of cool places for sure, and that's definitely one of them. Did you go to the Alamo when you were there?
I'd been to the Alamo many
Okay.
moons ago, so did not go by this time, but we were
It hasn't
close.
changed.
We were close.
You're close. There you go. Very cool.
Well, this Brothers Bond product is remarkably good, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, Chris got a good point. We'll send you out to our buddy Ken's place out in Western Australia, so you can experience real hot. I was like, I thought we had a hot. Then I talked to Ken. I'm like, nope, it really sucks where you live. Plus, all the animals want to kill you in Australia, so they've got that going for you too. So it's also one of those deals. So yeah, well, yeah, lots of great stuff is going on for you guys, Brown. I just like every time I talk to you, just winning some awards, some cool ass new product. There's always something great going on. So this
we
is
have
great.
more cool ass new products coming up.
I
So
love
we've
it.
got-
I'm
we've got
excited. I'm
much-
excited to get to do all this early on before other people get to experience these cool things. And like I said, these do awesome in our classes here, and so people are blown away by how good all these
Well,
products are.
you need to communicate with Connie McAllister, right?
Okay.
So Connie is the keeper of my calendar, and she's much better at managing my schedule than I. I'm always flying somewhere. I'm always
Fair,
on some sort of call, and she's just like, "You need to be here. You need to be there." But I would love to come to one of your classes.
Yeah, we'd love to have you out here for sure.
And that would be great to experience. So let me know when a good time to do that is. But yeah, I'll come out and
Absolutely. If you want to come when it's cooler, if you don't want to talk, come in like January. Then it won't be hot.
January's good.
Okay, we can get. Let's see
So
what's on the calendar for
believe it or
January.
not,
Then.
this is like one of the busiest times in our industry. We've got
Oh yeah. October to December is insane.
Oh
For
well,
sure.
I'm not talking about like in the brand space.
Yeah.
I was talking about like shows.
Oh
So
yeah.
we just had Bar Convent Berlin.
Right.
There's a big whiskey show, if you can believe it, in Warsaw last week,
Oh,
following Bar Convent. So
cool.
I think we're going to be in London in 2 or 3 weeks. Paris. I mean, it's just one right after the other. So it's a very busy 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, Chris says come in February. You can see us because they're going to come here in 2026 in February. So there you go. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll hit you up after the show. We get on the calendar, get a date with her, and figure out sometime in early January, February to get you over here. That'd be great.
Sounds good.
When it's not hot, that's the key. Anything else people know about today, or we just wrap it up and we will see you soon?
Sounds good.
All right, Pete. Appreciate it. Thanks again.
Cheers.
Everybody, go check out the new American Single Malt. If you go to chance, go try it at the distillery. All that fun stuff, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.